Hello guys, welcome to mathematics classes by Nikita. So in this video I'll be solving the exemplar of chapter 1 sets, which we have already completed. I have posted all the videos of chapter 1. You can check out in my channel, and today I'll be discussing the exemplar. Exemplar is provided by NCERT. You can just download it from their website. I will give the link in the description box. My suggestion is that instead of solving other reference books, please, it's a request for all of you that please solve this exemplar which is provided by NCERT, as it covers all the basic concepts, plus they have given a nice theoretical portion before each chapter, so you can just brush up your concepts also, and then you can just solve the exemplar exercises. So let's start with chapter 1. There are some examples which you can just go through, and if you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. I will definitely solve your problems. So I'm not solving the solved examples, but I am doing the exercise. Okay, so you can see on the right hand side I have opened the NCERT exemplar of class 11th, and on the left hand side I will be solving the questions. So here you can see first we have the short answer type questions, which is given in this under the exercise 1.3. So the first question says that write the following sets in roster form. So first part is, so let's do simultaneously. So A is given to be all those x such that x belongs to R, comma 2x plus 1 is equal to 15, and you have to write the roster form of this set. So what is given to us? All those x such that x belongs to R and 2x plus 11 is equal to 15. Now just see this equation. This is a linear equation in one variable. So just first of all solve this equation. So since we have 2x plus 11 is equal to 15, this implies 2x is equal to 15 minus 11, which is equal to 4, and this implies that x is equal to 2. So that means you have just one solution of this linear equation, and so therefore A will contain only one element, which is 2. So therefore A is nothing but my singleton set 2. So this is the roster form of A. Now second part, B is given to be B is equal to all those x such that, so this slash is a symbol for such that x square is equal to x, and x is a real number. So x is coming from R. Now first of all note this equation. Now this is the power of x is 2. The highest power of x is 2. So that means this is a quadratic equation. So it will have two solutions. So first let us solve this equation. So since x square is equal to x, this implies, so I can write this as x square minus x equal to 0. So I am writing this in the form of an equation so that the right hand side is equal to 0. Now what you can do is I can take x common. So I will have x into x minus 1 equal to 0. So now I have two factors. The first factor is x and the second factor is x minus 1. So if the product of two factors is 0, that means either x is 0 or x minus 1 is 0. Okay, so we basically it is like you have product of two numbers 0. So at least one of the number is 0. Then only the product will be 0. So this implies x is 0 or. So I write or. So or means at least one of them is 0. And from here you get x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. So there are two possibilities. So that means x square is equal to x either for x equal to 0 or for x equal to 1. And you can also check, if I keep x equal to 0, then I will have 0 equal to 0, and if I put x equal to 1, I will have 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so hence or therefore my set B is equal to 0 comma 1. So B has two elements. Now the third part says that C is equal to all those x such that x is a positive factor of a prime number p. Now I have told many times in my videos that what is a prime number. See, a natural number p greater than 1 has to be greater than 1 is said to be a prime number if it has only or exactly two factors, 1 and the number itself. So for example, 2 is a prime number because 2 has only two factors, 1 and 2. Then 3 is also a prime number because it has only two factors. Factors are also known as divisors, 1 and 3. Now if I consider 4, then 4 is not a prime number. Why? Because the factors are 1, 2 and 4. So it has, the factors are 1, 2 and 4. But I need exactly two factors. So therefore this is not a prime number. Okay. Up now he is saying that C is equal to all those x such that x is a positive factor of a prime number p. So p is given to you, p is fixed, and you have to write the set of all prime factors of a prime number p. And you know that we have only two prime factors of a prime number p, which is 1 and the number p itself. So therefore the set C is equal to 1 comma p. Now let's see the second question. You have to write the following set in roster form. Okay, so question number 2, first part. It is given to be that D is equal to all those T such that T cube is equal to T, where T is coming from the set of real numbers. Now you can see that this equation, so this equation, the highest degree of T is 3. So it will have 3 solutions. So since T cube is equal to T, this implies I can write this in the form of an equation, T cube minus T is equal to 0. Now you take T common, so what you will have, T into T square minus 1 is equal to 0. So these two factors is equal to 0. So that means each factor is 0. So this implies T is 0 or T square minus 1 is equal to 0. So this implies T is equal to 0 or, now this is again a quadratic equation and this can be written as T minus 1 into T plus 1 is equal to 0, and this implies T is equal to 0 or T is equal to 1 or T is equal to minus 1. So that means T cube is equal to T is satisfied by 3 real numbers, and those 3 real numbers are minus 1, 0 and 1. So hence D, the set D is equal to minus 1, 0 and 1. Now again you can write these elements in any order, because I told you that when you write a set, the order is not important and repetition of the elements is not allowed. Okay, now let's see the second part. The second part says that E is equal to all those W such that W minus 2 divided by W plus 3 is equal to 3, and W is coming from R. So you have to find its roster form. So since now such an equation is known as a rational equation. Okay, so you have a numerator, in the numerator you have a polynomial, in the denominator you have a polynomial. So since W minus 2 divided by W plus 3 is equal to 3, this implies, so what I can do is I can solve this by taking W plus 3 on the right hand side. Now just simplify this equation, so you will get 3W plus 9. This implies 3W minus W is equal to minus 11, and this implies 2W is equal to minus 11, and this implies that W is equal to minus 11 by 2. So we have a single solution which is minus 11 by 2. So therefore the set E is a singleton set which is equal to minus 11 by 2, and you can see that this is a real number. Okay, now next in the third part it is given to be that f is equal to all those x such that x to the power 4 minus 5x square plus 6 is equal to 0 and x is a real number. So you have to find the real solutions of this equation. So consider the equation. Now you can see that the highest power of x is 4. So it will have four solutions. So this is equal to 0. Now if you remember how we used to solve such equations, so you have seen this in earlier classes. So what we will do is we will put x square is equal to t. So I am substituting the variable x square equal to t. So therefore what we get? We get t square minus 5t plus 6 is equal to 0. Now this is what? A quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. So I can solve this easily. So this implies what? So I will have t square minus 3t minus 2t plus 6 is equal to 0, and this implies so from here I will have two factors, which is t minus 2 and t minus 3, and this implies that either t minus t is equal to 0 or t minus this is 0, and from here you get t is equal to 2 or here we have 3 or t is equal to 3. But see, I want to find the values of x, so I will substitute the value of t now. So t was x square, so this implies x square is equal to 2 or x square is equal to 3, and from here what you get? X is equal to plus minus root 2 or x is equal to plus minus root 3. So we have four values: root 2 minus root 2 plus root 3 minus root 3. So therefore the set f is equal to, so I will write the set f as minus root 2, then plus root 2, minus root 3, then plus root 3. So it has four elements. Okay, now let's see the next question. So question number 3 says, if capital Y is equal to all those x such that x is a positive factor of the number 2 to the power p minus 1 into 2 to the power p minus 1, where 2 to the power p minus 1 is a prime number, write y in roster form. So very important question and very easy also. So first of all, you have to find what you have to find. You have to find positive factor or factors of the number 2 to the power p minus 1 into 2 to the power p minus 1, where it is given that 2 to the power p minus 1 is a prime number. Now, since see 2 to the power p minus 1 is a prime number, so it will have two factors, either 1 or the number itself. So therefore 1 comma 2 to the power p minus 1 are its factors. अब अगर 1 और 2 to the power p minus 1 इसके फैक्टर है, तो इस पूरे नंबर को भी डिवाइड करेंगे ये, because it is written in the form of product. So one factor is this and the other factor is this. पर इस नंबर को दो नंबर डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, 1 और 2 to the power p minus 1, तो वो इस पूरे को भी डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. Yes or no? Yes. And now consider 2 to the power p minus 1. अब इसको कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? So here the factors of 2 to the power p minus 1 are 1, 2, 2 to the power 2. So this is 2 to the power 1, then 2 to the power 2, then 2 to the power 3 and so on up to 2 to the power p minus 1. That is the number itself. तो अगर ये सारे numbers इस number को divide कर सकते हैं, so they are also the divisors of that whole number. Okay, so therefore the set y is equal to 1, 2, 2 square, 2 cube, so on up to 2 to the power p minus 1, and then you have 1 and 2 to the power p minus 1. So these are all the factors of the number which is given in the set y. For example, let us take, I am taking a prime number, say 7. So 7 can be written as 2 to the power 3 minus 1. Okay, so therefore my set y is equal to what? That I want to find all those x such that x is a positive factor of, now here my p is, so p is 3. Okay, so positive factor of 2 to the power 3 minus 1 into the number is 2 to the power 3 minus 1. Okay, now what does this becomes? This becomes that your number is 2 to the power 2 into, और ये तो 7 था. अब इस नंबर को कौन कौन से नंबर डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? 1 कर सकता है, 2 कर सकता है, 2 to the power 2 कर सकता है, and then 1 we have already written, so I can delete this. Okay, 1, 2, 2 square and the number 7 itself. Now see, if you remember, we have written the set y to be equal to, y is equal to 1, 2, 2 square, 2 cube, so on up to 2 to the power p minus 1, and then I have written the factor which is the prime number 2 to the power p minus 1. But some more factors will be there and those factors will be of the form, now you have to take these one by one and multiply with this number. So 1 into this, the number itself which is already written in the set, then 2 into 2 to the power p minus 1. The next factor will be 2 square into 2 to the power p minus 1 and so on. So the last one will be 2 to the power p minus 1 into 2 to the power p minus 1. So this is the complete set of factors of the given number. For example, if you remember that in our case, I have taken one example earlier where it was 7 into, so the prime number was 7, so p was equal to 3 and here we had 2 square, and this number is nothing but 7 fours are 28. Okay, now first of all, if I want to write all the factors of 28, so see the set y, how we have proceeded. So I know that 1 divides 28, 2 divides 28 and then 2 square divides 28 because 2 square is 4. So 4 divides 28 because 7 fours are 28. Okay, now next the number 7 also divides 28 and next we have 2 into 7. So 2 into 7 which is 14. So 14 divides 28 and then we have 2 square into 14. So 2 square into 14 is the number 28 itself. So this is the set of all factors. So basically we have 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and the number 28 itself. So this is how you have to find this set. Okay, तो मैंने पहले 7 के factors find करे. 7 is a prime number, so 1 and 7. then 2 square के factors. So the factors of this will also divide the whole of the number. So 1, 2, then 2 square, and then you multiply 2 into 7, 2 square into 7. So you will get all the factors of the given number, which in my case is 28, and 28 can be written as 2 square into 7. Now let's see question number 4. So question number 4 says that state which of the following statements are true and which are false and justify your answer. So you have to justify your answer. So the first one says 35 belongs to all those x such that x has exactly 4 positive factors. So question number 4, first part, it is given that 35 belongs to all those x such that x has exactly 4 positive factors. So that means you have to check whether 35 has exactly 4 positive factors or no. If it has 4 positive factors, that means the statement is true, and if it does not have 4 positive factors, then the statement is false. So let's find the positive factors of 35. So they are, so first of all you have the number 1 divides 35. Then you can easily see that 2 does not divide 35, 3 does not divide 35, 4 does not divide 35, 5 divides 35, because 5 into 7 is 35. Then 6 does not divide 35, but 7 divides 35. Then 8 does not divide, 9 does not divide, 10 does not divide, 11 does not divide. So the next number is 35 itself. So these are the 4 positive factors of the number 35. So one more method is you just find the prime factors of 35. That means just write 35 as product of prime numbers. How you can do is, this is the method. So I know that 5 into 7 is 35, and next 7 into 1 is 7. So 1 mil gaya. So 1 ones are 1. So therefore 35 can be written as the product of numbers, which is 1 into 7 into 5. So that means the positive factors of 35 are 1, 7, 5, and then 35 itself. Okay, and you can see that there are exactly 4 positive factors. So hence the given statement is true. So therefore I will write the given statement is true. Okay, so now let's see the second part. So the second part says that 128 belongs to all those y such that the sum of all the positive factors of y is 2y, such that the sum of all positive factors of y is 2y. So what we will do, first of all we will find all the positive factors of y. So by this method only. So I will write 128 as product of powers of prime numbers. So just see the process. What we do is start with 2. So 2 6 are 12, and then 2 4s are 8. Now again 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now again 2 1s are 2, then 1 carry forward हुआ, 2 6 are 12, then 2 8s are 16, then 2 4s are 8, then 2 2s are 4, then 2 1s are 2. So we will stop here. So therefore 128 can be written as, so how many products are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it is 2 to the power 7. Okay, and from here you get that positive factors of 128 are, तो एक तो 1 आएगा, then 2, then 2 square, then 2 cube, then 2 to the power 4, then 2 to the power 5, then 2 to the power 6, then 2 to the power 7. These are your positive factors. So that means this is equal to 1, 2, 4, 8, then 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, then you have 64, and then the last one is 128 itself. So how many positive factors are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's sum them all, because we want to check if their sum is equal to 2 times 128, then the statement is true. Now their sum is equal to, so we have 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128, which is equal to, so 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 8 is 15, 15 plus 16 is 31, then 31 plus 32 is 63, then 63 plus 64 is 127, and then 127 plus 128. That this sum is equal to 255, and 255 is not equal to 2 times 128, because 2 times 128 is 256. So hence that means that the given statement is false. So we will write the given statement is false. Now let's see the next part. So third part says that 3 does not belongs to all those x such that x to the power 4 minus 5x cube plus 2x square minus 112x plus 6 is equal to 0. So you have to check whether this statement is true or false. So what we will do is, see, if 3 belongs to this set, that means 3 is a solution of this equation, this polynomial equation. Okay, yes or no? So what we will do is, we will, in order to check whether 3 is a solution of this equation or not, we will put x equal to 3 in x to the power 4 minus 5x cube plus 2x square minus 112x plus 6. If it comes out to be 0, that means it is a solution and 3 belongs to this set. And if it does not comes out to be 0, then it means that 3 does not belongs to this set. So hence the given statement is true. So first let us put x equal to 3 in this. So you will have 3 to the power 4, then minus 5 into 3 to the power 3, then plus 2 into 3 to the power 2, then 112 into 3, then plus 6. So this will come out to be 3 3s are 9 and 9 9s are 81. Then minus 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. 27 into 5 is 135. Then 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18. Then so this will come out to be 336, then plus 6. Now simplify this. So 135 minus 81. So you will get 4 and 5. So minus 54 plus 18 minus 330, which is equal to 54 minus 18 is minus 36. So you have minus 36 minus 330, which is equal to minus 366. Okay, which is not equal to 0. So that means 3 is not a solution of this equation. So 3 does not belongs to this set. So the given statement is true. So the given statement is true. So 3 does not belongs to that set because 3 does not satisfy that equation. Now next we have fourth part, which says that 496 does not belongs to all those y such that the sum of all the positive factors of y is 2y. The sum of all positive factors of y is 2y. So again we have done this type in part 2 also. So first you have to find all the positive factors of y. So what we will do? So I will write 496 as product of powers of prime numbers. Product of powers of prime numbers. So start with 2. 2 2s are 4. Then 2 4s are 8. So 1 gaya यहाँ पे. We will have this. Then 2 1s are 2 2s are 4. Then 2 4s are 8. Then 2 6s are 12. 2 2s are 4. Then 2 3s are 2 1s are. So therefore 496 can be written as 2 to the power 4 into 31. So this is how you can write. So I told you that we have to write the number as product of powers of prime numbers. That means in the form of p1 to the power n1 into p2 to the power n2 and so on. pm to the power nm, where pi's are the prime numbers and ni's are your natural numbers. Okay. So from here, can you tell me what are the positive factors of 496? So positive factors of 496 are 1, 2, 2 square, 2 cube, then 2 to the power 4 and the number 31 itself. Then 2 into 31, then 2 square into 31, then 2 cube into 31 and then 2 to the power 4 into 31. So these are all the positive factors of 496, which is equal to 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, then 31, then you have 2 into 31 which is 62, then you have 62 into 2 which is 4, 124. So 62 into 2, 2 2s are 4, 124. Then this into 2 which is 248 and the number itself which is 496. Now you just add them. You add them, what you will get? So I am just writing the result. So 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 8 15, 15 plus 16 31, 31 plus 31 is 62. Then 62 plus 62 is 124. Then 124 plus 124 is 248. Then 248 plus 248 is 496. And 496 plus 496. So this is 2 times 496. So you can see that it is 2 times y. And it is given that 496 does not belongs to this set. So therefore, but what we are getting? Ki 496 should belongs to this set. So therefore, the given statement is false. So I will write the given statement is false. Okay. Because 496 belongs to that set. So I have told you how you have to do it. Now let's see the next question. So next question says that question number 5, given L is equal to this set, M is equal to this set and N is equal to this set. You have to verify that L minus M union N is equal to L minus M intersection with L minus N. So write down the sets. So L is given to be 1 2 3 4, m is equal to 3 4 5 6, and n is equal to 1 3 and 5, and we have to verify L minus m union n is equal to L minus m intersection with L minus n. So first let us take the left hand side, okay, which is L minus m union n. Now what is m union n? So just take the sets, the union of the sets m union n. So what you will get? 3 4 5 6 1, 3 is already there, 5 is already there. So this is m union n. Now L minus m union n. So all the elements in L which are not there in m union n. So it is, one is, so pick each element of L, check whether it is there in m union n or not. If it is there, don't write. If it is not there, so write. So 1, so I can see that 1 is there. Then 2, 2 is not there, so I will write 2. Then 3, 3 is there in m union n, so I will not write. 4 is there, so it is singleton 2. Now let's find what is the RHS. So RHS के लिए हमें ये find करना है, L minus m intersection with L minus n. So what is L minus m first of all? L minus m is equal to 1, then you have 2, then you have, yes, these two elements. Then what is L minus n? L minus n will be equal to 2 and 4. Now take their intersection. So this implies L minus m intersection with L minus n is equal to singleton 2. So you can see that LHS is equal to RHS. So therefore, hence verified. Okay. Now let's see question number 6. So question number 6 says that if A and B are subsets of the universal set U, then show that, first of all you have to show that A is contained in A union B. Okay, by definition what is A union B? So A union B is all those X belonging to U such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. तो A के भी सारे एलिमेंट्स आ जाते हैं इसके अंदर और B के भी सारे एलिमेंट्स आ जाते हैं, और जो कॉमन एलिमेंट्स होते हैं उनको हम खाली एक बार लिखते हैं, हम रिपीटेशन नहीं लिखते हैं सेट के अंदर. सो लेट X बिलोंग्स टू A. तो आपको प्रूव करना है कि A इज़ अ सबसेट ऑफ A यूनियन B. सो टेक एन आर्बिट्री एलिमेंट X in A. So this implies X belongs to A or X belongs to B. And this implies X belongs to A union B. So therefore A is contained in A union B. Isn't it? It is a trivial proof. You don't really have to prove it because the definition of A union B says it all. Now next you have to prove that A is contained in B. This implies that A union B is equal to B. So implies means both sides. So first let A contained in B, and we have to show that A union B is equal to B. Now by definition B is always contained in A union B. So mark this as 1. अभी हमने जो first part में prove करा है. A is also contained in A union B as well as the set B is contained in A union B. So now we have to show that A union B is contained in B. So we have to show that A union B is contained in B. So let us take any arbitrary element X in A union B. So this implies what? That X belongs to A or x belongs to B. But if you know it is given that A is contained in B, तो ये जो x A के अंदर है ये कहाँ चला जाएगा? X belongs to B और x belongs to B. Why? The reason is since A is contained in B, and this implies what? That x belongs to B. So therefore what we get, that A union B is contained in B. Mark this as 2. So from 1 and 2 what we get? So from 1 and 2 we get that A union B is equal to B. Now we will prove the converse part. So converse part में it is given that A union B is equal to B, and you have to show that A is a subset of B. So let us take any element x in A. So let x belongs to A. So this implies x belongs to A union B. But what is A union B? A union B is given to be B. So this implies x belongs to B. So therefore A is contained in B. Hence proved. Hence proved. The proof was very easy. Now in the third part you have to prove that A intersection B is contained in A. So you have to prove A intersection B is always contained in A. So start with any element x in A intersection B. So let x belongs to A intersection B. This implies what? Apply the definition of A intersection B. X belongs to A and x belongs to B. तो x A में भी है और x B में भी है, and आ गया, दोनों के अंदर है. So this implies what? X belongs to A. So hence or therefore we have that A intersection B is contained in A. And similarly you can prove that A intersection B is contained in B. So I am stopping here. So in the next lesson we will be doing the questions 7 to the remaining questions. Okay, so thank you for watching my videos. If you have any problem, please mention in the comment section, and I request you all to please like and subscribe my channel and share my videos as much as possible. Thank you.